Hello, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast for Villa AM on the 13th of August 2025, where we try and bring you all of Aston Villa's news in 8 minutes or less for your bite-sized breakfast. Aston Villa news roundup. There's been a lot of news today, and if you guys haven't seen the long form podcast we did basically on Jacob Ramsey, will then go and check those out, and that's where we will start first of all. So the stay or will he stay or will he go saga of Jacob Ramsey lasted all of about 10 hours today, or yesterday, should I say, where it first emerged that Jacob Ramsey was potentially not going to sign a new contract with Aston Villa, and that they reached an impasse. The club and the player had reached an impasse. First reported by Jacob Tanswell. And then it kind of progressed from there that Villa were willing to entertain offers, and then it broke probably roughly around 10:30 last night that Fabrizio Romano said that a £40 million deal had been agreed between Newcastle and Aston Villa for Jacob Ramsey to make a move to St James's Park and up to the north of England. Look, I've spoken at length with regards to Jacob Ramsey over the course of the 12th of August. So go back and look at those two. I have one podcast whereby I basically try and trash out my feelings. It's an unscripted podcast, and it's something that I like to do from time to time. And then we have another one, then a reaction to the £40 million fee, the rumored fee, should I say, from Fabrizio Romano. But yes, it does look like that the second of our three Ramsey brothers do look like they're going to be moving off to pastures new. So we will keep an eye on this as Amat tries to kill me. We will keep an eye on this and see where this goes. But Fabrizio Romano saying that a here we go is pretty imminent on this one. So probably more to come there. To try and lighten the mood there after losing one player, there's talks that we will be regaining another player. So as we all know, Marco Asensio will be or played for Aston Villa for the latter half of last season, and rumours are abound that he is somebody that Aston Villa are really making a play to sign in the latter half of this transfer window here. So will they get the go ahead to sign Marco Asensio? I suppose time will tell, but if they are moving on players like Jacob Ramsey, you would think that those attacking signings will be foremost in the mind. Specifically, somebody like an Asensio, obviously not being the tailored replacement for Jacob Ramsey, but rumored that Aston Villa are looking to sign him either on loan or on a permanent deal as well, as his move for Fenerbahce has stalled. Also, a very, very spurious link, which is an unlikely transfer link, is Joel Ordonez from Club Brugge. We played them last season in the Champions League. He was a standout defender, the Colombian centre half. Very spurious rumour that Aston Villa, and this is in Yahoo Sport, that Aston Villa were looking to rival Marseille for his signature. We all know that we do need another right-sided centre-back. Potentially, the Jacob Ramsey stuff could be bringing another centre-half. You move to three at the back. However unlikely or likely this transfer is, he's been linked with real top teams as well, but that's not to say Villa can't steal a march and get in there. But an unlikely transfer considering the source, but one that I said I would bring you as well. Also, we've had news that contracts for the boys is happening again. John McGinn, club captain, as we mentioned previously, looks to be offered a new contract, but also Yuri Tielemans is somebody that's in line for a new contract. So tying down those midfield boystros is paramount for the club, just like they tried to tie down Jacob Ramsey, but alas, he did not accept those offers. They're part of the leadership group as well, Jacob Ramsey, John McGinn and Yuri Tielemans within the dressing room. So, building around the two of them, even though John McGinn is reaching 30 years of age and Yuri Tielemans is in the latter part of his 20s as well, I think is smart business to protect their value as well, because as we know, they're two damn good players for sure there. Also, look, just a little bit of lighthearted news as well. I read an article today. It was an interview with Dominic Solanke, and I found it interesting that he mentioned that our own Ezri Konsa was the most underrated defender in the whole Premier League. He spoke glowingly of Ezri Konsa, his England teammate, and said how great he was, and how difficult he was to get the better of, even in training when he's played with him at England level, and specifically in games. So we often feel that he is underrated, and we know how good he is, and sometimes it's nice to shine a light on these players and our players that don't get their flowers, and specifically when a striker comes out and says that a defender has been one of the toughest battles that they've had. I just thought it was a nice little light-hearted piece for this segment, and one that you probably won't see covered anywhere else. So I thought that was nice to bring in here too. And last but not least, the Crystal Palace game has now been changed. And as I say this, my screen has gone off, so I can't get you the details. I have it here again. So Aston Villa's fixture against Crystal Palace, originally scheduled for Friday, August the 29th, has been rescheduled to Sunday, August the 31st at 7 p.m. due to broadcasting selections, and also realistically due to the fact that Crystal Palace will likely be playing Europa Conference League game prior to that as well. I think somebody mentioned, but I have not clarified that. So it has been changed. If you have your accommodation booked for Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace on the Friday, try and get it changed because it's now on the Sunday. And yeah, it's never nice to have those last minute changes, but this is something that will be happening more and more often as we have as we have European games on Thursdays, and we'll be playing against teams that now have European games on Thursdays as well. So main news again for those, just to wrap up, Jacob Ramsey looks like his long tenure from a young player at Aston Villa, an academy player, looks like it is coming to an end, and he would be moving to St James's Park and to the north of England. And we should hear more probably about that in the coming days. Bittersweet from the point of view that the amount of money he's bringing in is a fair value at 40 million pounds, I would imagine. But also I want us to succeed with our academy players. And if you want to hear more about that, you can check out the 2 podcasts that I did today on Jacob Ramsey. So that is your Villa AM for this morning, the 13th of August. And we will be back with more Villa AM. And if any news breaks, you catch us for the long form stuff. But in the meantime, everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. And all that's left to say is up the Villa.
It's Villa in the morning.